recording. All right. Chapter 2 questions. What I did, can everyone see my screen?
Yep.
All right, let's see how good you are. This, I scanned in some questions. I normally, this was, before it was electronic copy, we had questions in the back of the book. And this is what we would kind of use for good quiz questions and so forth. All right. Scroll up. Let's start with 9 real quick. Can everyone see these questions?
Yep.
All right. 9. Every complete statement ends with a what? A, B, C, or D? Scream it out.
C.
C.
All right. 10. Which of the following statements is correct?
C.
Anyone have any objections? I don't hear all
No.
the person. Okay. Normally in the classroom, I would be calling everyone else. Since I don't know everyone's names, I would just, well, maybe I can. Hold on.
It's with C, right?
Yeah, the answer is C.
All right.
Okay, good. I could just start calling on people. It's good for me. Number 11, Alexander. Every C++ program must have a what?
Should be all of the above, correct? They all should have an include statement, function main. And typically they're, well, I guess there isn't, you're not required to have a C out, right?
No, you're not required to have a C out.
Yeah, so maybe I would say an include statement.
Well, think about it. Every C++ program must have, it doesn't necessarily need a C out statement. You only need C out if you're going to display something to the monitor, right?
Yeah, so you don't need that.
You don't need pound include. Those are preprocessor directive. You only need them when you need them, like iOS strings, CSTB, LIB, CC type.
Right.
All those ones you don't need unless you need them in your code, right?
Oh yeah, so it's a function main.
Function main, you're driving.
Yeah.
Emmanuel, number 12. Preprocessor directives begin with?
C or A? C or A?
No, you tell me. It's not,
A.
A.
Hey, Gary, the following data are all examples of?
Literals are constant. Oh, I'm sorry, variables.
No, you were right on the first one.
Oh, okay.
Or constants. Because you see double, do you see float, do you see variables? No.
Right.
Remember, literals are any that's written in code.
Excuse me.
Yes? That was Gary, correct, that I called on? Husan. Number 14. A group of statements such as contents of a function is enclosed in what?
A.
A. Husan. Next one after Husan. John Arnold. Which of the following are not valid assignments? Circle all that apply, so there could be more than one. John?
He said B.
You said D?
Yeah, that's what he said in the chat.
Well, pick up sound. I don't have the chat open. Okay, John, Mike's done. He said D. That's one. Is there anything else? Because it says circle all that apply.
A,
What's
B,
the-
and C.
A is correct.
He said D. C.
B is correct. B is one of them. B is correct. What's another one that's incorrect?
C.
You also said D. Oh, I mean D. My bad. D is the last one.
D's valid. D's valid. Why would D not be valid?
Oh no, never mind. I said C and then I didn't get a response. My bad.
Okay. C. Why is C incorrect? You're right. C is incorrect.
There's no semicolon.
Very good. Justin, number 16. Which of the following are not valid C out statements? Choose click all that apply.
C isn't valid.
I'm sorry. Which one?
C.
C's one of them. What's the
Um,
next one?
D is also because it's not in a string and there's no they're probably not defined variables.
No, that's not, C is incorrect because why? C is incorrect. Why?
Oh wait. C is incorrect because it's
It
not
doesn't have two arrows.
Yes. Very good. Very good. D is incorrect. Why?
because I believe because it's not a literal. It's not a string literal.
Well, what would make it a string literal?
Putting quotes between the two, between programming is great fun.
Yes, you're right. You need the double quotes. What else?
I believe B is also incorrect
Why?
because you're trying to skip a line using \n and it has to be in string literal.
Yes, very good. It has to be inside the quotes. Very good.
A is valid.
A is valid. So B, C, and D are invalid. So very good. We're not going to go all over this because that. Let me see. Yeah, we can do other some. Well, that was Justin that just answered, correct?
Yeah, that was me.
Kali, what's A? What's the answer to A? Mr. Wright? Or 12? Okay, good. I saw that one. Michael? B?
It's 4.
The other Michael, Gary?
4.
For C?
Yeah.
X is
Or I'm sorry,
4
2.
divided by X.
2.
What's Y? 8. Yeah, okay, yes. Sorry. Murray, Musa? Next one? Murray, Murray. Did she go quiet? Okay, let's go on to the next one. Sean Nurse?
That's 2.
2. Wait, hold on. Number D?
Yeah, D's 2. I mean 6.
D.
My bad.
The result, that was Sean. Stephen Niquid. Result, what's the next one? Five modules 2 gives you what? Stephen's quiet. Okay. Next one, Tyler. Can you answer? What does modulus do? So can someone in class help him?
It outputs the remainder of a division.
Of integer division. So you have 5 modules 2 will give you what?
5.
It would give you 1.
1. 5 divided by 2, it goes in 2 times with 1 remaining. So it gives you 1. Don't worry about this. This is just nothing but 3.287. You just put 327 e to the 6, so I'm not too worried about exponentials. Start from the very top, Alexander Monaco. The negation operator is, we haven't talked about the negation operator, but it is unary. That would be chapter 4.
Okay.
It's one of our unary operators. Since Alexander, since we didn't talk about that, that was not a very good question for you. But go on to the next one. A blank is like a variable, but its value is read only and cannot be changed during the program execution.
Isn't it a named constant?
Name constant. So to be clear, when you declare, do I still have Visual Studio open, or does it time me out? I want to do this very carefully. When you do a constant value, and you have to declare it right on the same line. Oh, I need to put, right? I have no errors. But if I try to change it on the next line, it gave me this squiggly line saying, expression must be modified L value. But remember, it's a constant, so I can't change it, correct? But if I take this away, let me comment out this. Is this fine? And let me say I'm going to assign it the value on the next line.
No,
Why is that incorrect?
because you have to assign the value on the same line that you announce it.
Very good. I can change it. The first error that you would get would be on the line that you declare. Very good. Where's those? Okay, that was Alexander. Next one, Emmanuel. When do preprocessor directives execute?
A.
Before the compiles your program. Remember, know that flow. Source file. What's after the source file? Preprocessor. What's after the preprocessor? Scream it out to me. Preprocessor. Then after that is what? No, after preprocessor is modified source file. Next one after that is a compiler. After the compiler gives you what?
Translator.
Object code. After the object code is the linker, and the linker gives you the what?
Executable code.
Executable.
You should know those by now. You should know those by now. All right, Emmanuel. Gary. Is Gary the one that doesn't have this speaker working? I guess that's a yes. Right. Everyone just shouted out to me this one. A variable must be defined before it can be used. True or false?
True.
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 Sure.
Good. No one here heard the word false on that one. A variable name must begin with a number.
No.
False.
False.
What must they begin with?
A letter or an underscore.
A letter or an underscore. Can they be a reserved word? A
No.
variable.
No.
Variable name may be up to 31 characters. We'll assume that to be true, so I'll give everyone that true. Assume the max can be 31 characters. A left brace in C++ program should always be followed by a right brace later in the program.
True.
Yes. True.
You cannot initialize a named constant that is declared with the constant modifier.
Wait. I don't know if I get the question.
False.
Like, I don't get the question.
Yeah, false.
It's a very confusing question. You cannot initialize a named constant that is declared with the constant modifier. That means what we did before with no value. You cannot initialize a named constant. You cannot initialize a named constant that is declared with the constant.
So true.
Meaning you can't define it, you can't initialize it again after you declare it with the const.
That's a confusing question. You cannot initialize a name constant that's declared with the constant. You have to initialize it. So it's like you should initialize it. So kind of like the not.
Does it maybe modify it?
I think it's a fully worded question. So let's go up here and see how good you guys are on this one. How many operands does each of the following operators require? A unary,
One,
binary,
two,
tertiary.
3.
So now that I have this open, let me open up Visual Studio. How may the double variables temp, weight, and age be defined on one line? So tell me, what would I have to write? If I want to write how many double variables temp, right, age be defined in one?
Double
1,
temp, or yeah, double temp, semicolon, yeah, or comma.
Wait, and whatever, I could add more, dot, 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 semicolon. No, not dot, dot. Okay, good. How may the int variables month, day, and years be defined in one statement with the month initialized to 2 and years initialized to 3? So we already know it's int, month, days, and years. But how can we initialize some values but not all values?
Just add equal to
Add equal to what?
2, or months equal to 2, and years equal to 3.
Very good. Let's put this right here. Right.
Do you have to
So-
space it?
Spaces are only good for you because I can put all these like this and it'll work. We'll skip this. Is the following program written in using a single line or multi-line comment symbols? This one,
Multi-line comment.
multi-line. And with that being said, is the following comment written in single line or multi-line?
single line.
Single line.
How will I be able to modify this program so it prints 2 blank lines between each line?
With the
Inline.
So if I do C out,
yeah, inline.
I'll just do dot, 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 dot. With 3 lines in between. So how many end lines will I need?
3.
3.
I need 3. One would take me down to the next line, but then I need 2 blank lines to follow because that's what it says. Modify, so it prints 2 blank lines between each line of text. Okay, good. What will the following code display on this one? Will this print off on the same line or different lines?
Same line. Oh, wait, no, different line.
Different line. Why different line?
Semicolon.
Is it also, to go back to the previous question, is this the only way I could write this? See out end line, end line, end line.
No.
No,
No,
you
you
can
could
write
do
it another way.
I could have done this way, right?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just when let me see what the good question is. Let's look at number D. Be careful. Be careful what? Will this be on be careful, this might be a trick. So be careful. Will this and this might would be on the same line or different line.
Different
Different
line.
line.
Yeah, different line.
Then it says this might be a trick. How will this print?
You'll be
It would
wrong.
print this might /n and then be a trick.
Yes, the forward slash will be printed as is. Very good. All right. How comfortable do you think of any possible? Let me see quickly on the lecture slide, see if there's anything else that I can see. People say on my quizzes, I always go to questions. Where's chapter 2? Lecture slide. Look at chapter 2. We already did chapter 1. Let's see if there's anything else I'm missing. No, be careful on the way things are formatting, and so forth. Know the rules for naming a variable. You don't have to know the ranges, but know the different data types that we talked about. Int, short, int, double. Know the string type and all the preprocessor directives. You don't have to know the size of each one, but scope, know the definition of scope because that's going to come back and haunt you. Know these things right here. When you see these on a quiz with a small decimal place, remember these are treated as ints completely. If one of them is switched to a float, you're going to get a float. So remember these trick questions. They're not trick questions. It's like, do you understand? Any questions regarding chapters 1 and chapter 2?
Okay, so like, I have questions regarding the division. Like with two division signs, that means it's the dang, I forgot what it's called, but it's
What two
dang it.
division sign?
Why did I forget it?
What type it?
Like cube root. Is it like cube root?
No, there is no cube root. If you want to use powers,
Like let's say
go ahead. Don't get too complex in math.
no, go ahead.
Things. We're going to use different math functionality. If you want like a cube root, those math libraries that you can use. If you want to know something to a power cubed or power to the 3, there's a function called pow. So there's no division symbol, if you're referring to like another language.
Right, yeah, I thought it was // That's what I thought it was.
Any other questions, or you good, or
No, that's good.
anyone else have questions? Once again, come Monday is a holiday, but come sometime on Wednesday. Here's a question to the class. Do you want me to just post this and you take it on your own time and we still meet at class at 6:30, or do you want to meet at 7 so you have time to take it?
Post it on our own so we can take it on our own time.
Okay. Remember, it's going to be right here, this online quizzes. This is going to be visible. And then you're going to click on that one, and you're going to open up. Remember, do not close. It might pop open another browser window. Do not close that browser window. You only have one time to take it, and it is timed. I think I'll give you like 20 to 30 minutes to take it. And usually the quiz questions are, in this case, I usually give you short answers, but since it's online and it's tough to kind of grade, it's going to be multiple choice, true, false, and questions range from 10 to 15 questions. any questions regarding the quiz. It's not going to be Monday, it's going to be Wednesday. And I'll give you about to the end of Wednesday to take it, Wednesday at midnight or 11:59.
So you're going to open it up Wednesday?
Wednesday afternoon, I will open it up and I'll keep it open till 11:59 to the end of the day.
You said Wednesday afternoon?
Yes, Wednesday. Monday's a holiday, so I'll open up on Wednesday. Everyone take it because these labs and quizzes is how I'm going to take your attendance because we don't have a roll sheet and I'm not going to keep track of all the participants to sign in because some participants might watch the recordings. So for you to take the labs, turning your labs on time and your quizzes on time is how you're going to get your attendance. Any other
Is
questions?
this the first quiz, or was there a quiz before this one?
No, the chapters 1 and 2 are combined. This is going to be your first quiz.
So is it 10 to
Okay,
15
cool.
questions total, or is it 10 to 15 questions per chapter?
Total.
Okay.
So there's not going to be 30 questions, 10 or 15 from chapter 1 and 15 from chapter 2. No, the quiz itself is going to be a total of 15 questions. In this case, all of chapters 1 and 2 combined. Next time when you do chapter 3, it's going to strictly be chapter 3. However, you still have to know the concepts from the previous chapters. I won't ask you from chapter 3 what's the flow of code from source file to executable, but you're still going to know how to use variables and so forth, how to define them and so forth, because they might be code snippets. So you still would have to understand what you learned from the previous chapter.
Overall, are most of your questions straight out of the book, or should we be looking for other resources to help us study?
Well, you're asking the wrong person on that one. I want to say they're pretty straightforward because if you understand the concept, then there shouldn't be any tricking. There's no like, hey, like those questions, definition of an IDE and so forth. Those defined definitions are straightforward, but when it comes to the code snippets and so forth, you have to know what the code is doing. So there's not saying, hey, this example right here in the book or this one right here is what I'm taking. You have to know when I start giving you code snippets, especially when you do chapter 4 and looping and so forth, what does that for loop do? Or what does the cout statement do with all these formatting syntax in it? Like, hey, like that trick one question. Do I use the end line? Do I use the \n, the /n? Know what the code does, if that answers your question. If you know how it works, how you define the variables, and everything, how to display it out, then I can't trick you.
Do you have any other like a website or something that'll have like problems or questions like that to help us like practice a little?
No, I do. No. Once you get handle with the first quiz, you should understand the concept of flow of things. But just remember, I dropped one of the lowest quizzes.
Okay.
So a lot of students get upset. That had last semester, the last time we had live class, they got poorly on the quizzes down the 70s, and they were still making up close to B's and A's because they were able to do well on their labs and their exams. Because most of the quiz questions I kind of get, those are the same format I put on the midterm and exam. So if you understand the concept, you should do fine. So do not sweat the small stuff with the quizzes because overall they're only like 2 points overall for your entire grade. So it's not going to hurt you. Even if I had students get almost low in the 70s and they still made a high B close to an A with a poor quiz grade. So do not sweat the small stuff.
How's the quiz going to be formatted? Is it going to be similar to how the review questions that we just took are, like multiple choice answers, or is it also going to be like little snippets where you got to write your own?
with the code,
response and code.
I might put a code snippets on some of the quizzes and the midterms. It depends on how Blackboard allows me to create them. But for right now, all the quiz questions are multiple choice true false. You just click on it. You click A, B, C, D, or true false, and submit it. That is it.
Okay.
All right, is this recording going to be available right after the class ends?
Not on the right afterwards. It might take a little while to download.
Okay.
So if you go to your Blackboard right
So
here,
probably tomorrow.
no, it would be today. It would be today. It just, let me end recording. Let me see. Once I end, oh, I already ended recording, probably. Did I not? No, I did not. And